Hi guys, Giles from Fitment Industries, and I'm here with a different person than normal from our channel. So this is Keith, he's one of our graphic designers. Say hello, Keith.
Hello, I'm Keith from Fitment Industries.
And we are back with another episode of This or That. All right, so it's basically the same principle. The comment section, they want us to know if we'd rather go with this or that. They usually try to keep it somewhat automotive related. So if you want your question answered, don't be afraid to drop it down in the comment section below. But I'm Giles from Fitment Industries, wheels, tire, suspension, that whole thing. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching this and it is August, we have a giveaway with BC Racing going on, free set of coilovers, BR series coilovers. Just pick up the shirt. That's all you need to do to get entered to win. All that good stuff. I think that is everything I need to say.
I think so, yeah.
Let's get into the first question.
All right, and the first question is, would you rather buy a flood-damaged salvage vehicle or someone else's project car?
So what form of electrical mayhem would you like to deal with?
Somebody else's project.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. And I've had both ends of that spectrum, good and bad. Worst comes to worst, you can always rip electrical out, which I guess kind of falls under the flood damage.
Sure.
But flood damage, you don't know if that was running during the flood damage.
That's true.
It's hard to trace something that's...
Yeah. I guess I could see because I always think of it as like an electrical issue. I guess I never thought of like the whole car was submerged underwater.
Yeah.
Or, then maybe the person knew what they were doing with their electrical. It's just that they built it really weird and you got like some funky wheels on it or something. I guess I would agree that I would probably have to go with someone else's project car just for the reason, because if it were electrical, you could probably at least see where they were doing stuff to. Whether it's a flood car, you have no idea.
You park it in a parking spot marked electrical problem.
All right, next question.
Question number 2 is, if you had to give up cars, would you rather become a motorcycle guy or a truck guy?
Ooh. I would probably say motorcycle guy. I don't know why. I've always kind of because not considering that they're like small engines by any mean, but I don't know. I've always liked to tinker with that kind of stuff. So I think like a motorcycle would be like a good platform to just mess with that kind of stuff with. And for some reason, I don't know why, I've always wanted to build like a cafe racer style bike.
Absolutely.
And so I think that would be the path I would go down.
Yeah. I tip both sides of the fence. I drive a bagged S10. I build cars too. So it's a tough one, but I'm just gonna say motorcycle as well, because I like building cafe racers and stuff like street fighters and stuff like that.
So just like the naked
I'm into that.
skeleton.
I'm into old Harleys. For some reason, I like old, unreliable Harleys. Don't hate me. Any Harley people out there, don't hate me. I'm not throwing shade.
Alrighty, next question.
All right, and question number 3 is, would you rather 4G63 swap a WRX or EJ205 swap an Evo?
4G63, because I have a vehicle in a barn with an EJ205 in it, blown up. I haven't even tried to mess with it because I just
How many
lost.
vehicles do you have?
Enough. Enough. Most of them run those, so we're good.
Okay, except that one.
Yeah, except for that one. It hurts a lot.
Keith, I know why we get along, because I would have to say the 4G63 swapped Subaru as well, because I love the 4G63 platform. They're absolutely amazing engines, as long as you get away from the the little bit of the crank walk issue. But I mean, that's just something you deal with. At least it's not the whole engine, just kind of blowing sky high.
Right.
So I would say 4G63 Subaru versus the other way around.
Such blasphemy, but yeah, absolutely. No.
Can you imagine
no
the people you would piss
Oh
off?
man. Oh, it would be angry.
Oof.
Letters.
That's rough.
And question number 4 is, battle of the Type R, Civic Type R or Golf Type R?
Better disagree with me on this one, because it's getting a little weird.
It is. This is hardly the amount of conflict is what you're used to. Oh man.
I'll go first.
I'm scared.
I know. It's tough, because I do like both cars, very much. Like the new Type R Civics are absolutely wild.
Absolutely.
Like they look really cool, they sound good. Like what they have done with the car is really nice. Is it worth the price that they came out of the gate at? I don't really know. However, on the other hand, you have the Golf R, which has a lot more to offer. I would probably have to say, even though it doesn't have as much to offer, I would prefer the Civic Type R over the Golf R.
I was originally into the Honda game heavy.
Sure.
Heavy.
Of course.
And any Honda was my jam. Integra Type Rs, Civic Type Rs.
Sure.
That was my jam. I've always wanted a champion white hatchback Civic Type R, and that's just where I'm at. New cars is cool, but you know, I don't. To any Honda guy, they're gonna still say that a K-swapped Civic Type R is gonna take the cake over new, you know, big horsepower stuff is where it's at.
Definitely.
Rather than a new car. But that's just me.
Alrighty. We are agreeing too
I
much
know.
on things.
Too much.
Comment
Too
section
much.
about to be heated.
All right, and question number 5 is cheap manual versus expensive auto.
Cheap manual all day.
Really?
Cheap manual all day.
What comes to your mind when you think cheap manual?
Like car or
Type Rs?
No, not really Type Rs. No.
I guess
Cheap
that's not
manual
cheap.
is like, okay, how cheap? Are we talking like EF sedan Honda Civic cheap, or are we talking like CRX? CRX is about in the same boat, but you know, like
Relative,
you know, I would easily grab an '89 Civic and just go slam gears and be an idiot in it and not feel bad. Just you're not going anywhere. You're and you're doing 35 miles an hour.
Keith, I'm sorry. I would have to pick an expensive auto over a cheap manual. Just simply because I've come to realize more and more that even though the manuals are fun, I would usually prefer a manual like as a daily driver over anything. However, if it comes down to like the performance aspect of it, I think I would go with a more expensive auto just because they are absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Like they shift so freaking fast and it's just like,
Yeah.
like you know, it's
it's
it's just
wild.
absolutely insane.
Okay.
So I think on that aspect, I would have to go with an expensive auto versus a cheap manual.
Give
You
me
asked
that-
me that a year ago, I probably would have said the opposite.
Give me that turtle manual. I'm fine.
All right, and last but not least, our bonus question.
Oh, these are usually. Okay.
Are you ready?
No.
The question is, do you eat mac and cheese with a fork or a spoon?
Fork.
Fork.
Do people actually eat mac and cheese with a spoon? I don't think I've ever actually seen that. How do you?
No.
No.
I
well,
feel like this is not a hard one.
he eats mac and cheese with a spoon. What's the reason for the spoon? Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So it's quantity.
It's quantity.
quantity. Okay.
Quantity based.
Okay, and efficiency actually. It's efficiency.
I don't know. I always like to make the fork like thing go through the noodle.
Gels takes a long time to eat.
It takes me a while. Fork. That's personally what I do. Now I'm willing. I'm open. I'm an open guy. I'm willing to change my mind.
Book, yeah.
But yeah, fork. Let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Is it a fork or is it a spoon? When you eat mac and cheese, let us know. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode of This or That. If you've dropped a comment, thank you so much. It helps us make these videos a ton so we don't have to go around the shop and be like, hey, I need like a question for a video and it needs to be really good. So you guys help out a ton. So don't forget, if you want your question answered, drop it down in the comments below, whether we want to go with this or that, and maybe throw a bonus question in there. It's usually food related of some sort. I don't know why people get so heated about food topics, but that's gonna do it for today.
Everybody eats, man.
Yeah, that's true. I'm Gels.
I'm Keith from Fitment Industries.
We will see you later. Peace.